Please be seated. Graduates, distinguished guests, members of faculty and staff, as we gather on this splendid day, we acknowledge that we come from different places, hold diverse values, and cherish unique beliefs. Yet today, we are united in gratitude. At the start of this convocation, the last time that we will all be together, I invite you to pause for a moment and express thanks for the goals that you have accomplished, and thanks for those who have helped you on the way, your family, your friends, and your mentors. In a world when many do not have access to higher education, we give thanks for the achievements, the degrees, and the honors that we celebrate here today. Dans un monde dans lequel plusieurs ne détiennent pas de futur, nous sommes reconnaissants pour les rêves, les espoirs et les projets qui ont été présents ici à l'Université Bishop. Dans un monde dans lequel plusieurs n'ont pas de communauté, nous sommes reconnaissants pour le soutien de nos professeurs et les membres de staff, des membres de notre famille et de nos amis. May we commit then to using this gratitude as an inspiration to light the way from here, so that we may imagine the unimaginable, face the unthinkable, and live with integrity and compassion towards others, especially those who suffer. As we go from this momentous day on different paths to different experiences and different destinies, may our gratitude unite us in the desire to use all that we are and all that we have for the common good, so that reasons to be thankful will fill every life. A new journey ahead beckons. We go forward to embrace it, for our years here at Bishop's have taught us that it is the journey itself that brings joy. We offer our gratitude in the name of all that is sacred to each of us alone and all that is holy to us together. May this gratitude develop into the freedom to live, work, and serve others all the days of our lives. May it be so.
A secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fault and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. Saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. Well, she tied you to her kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah.
but I don't even know the name. And if I did, well, really, what's it to ya? There's a blaze of light in every word. It doesn't matter which you heard, the holy or the broken.
I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I've told the truth, I did not come to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but
Welcome to the 2017 graduating class and all of your families and friends. I now declare this Convocation of Bishops University to be open. It's customary at these events for the Chancellor to say a few words to convey to the graduating students some advice which at least he believes to be wise. But first I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our history. Our beautiful Bishop's campus is located on the traditional territory of the Abenaki First Nation. As we begin this celebration of our graduating students, we, the Bishop's community, honor the Abenakis as the traditional stewards of the land on which we meet today. As for the words of advice, you're here to graduate, not for the advice, so I'm going to be brief. Étant donné que c'est votre première expérience d'une collation des grades, vous ne vous rendrez pas compte que je vais me répéter dans mes conseils. Mais je vais effectivement me répéter parce que je vais vous donner le même conseil que j'ai donné à mes enfants quand ils étaient à votre étape. When you completed high school, the pursuit of further education was probably the default option, and the only decision you had to make was where you were going to do it. For many, if not most of you, you're now at a stage where there is no default option for what to do next, and the range of choices open to you is daunting. You've spent 3 or 4 years, and in some cases longer, lingering on the Massouepi, acquiring a liberal education, an in-depth knowledge of a particular field of study, and exposure to other academic disciplines. You've had the good fortune to study on a campus where the world literally meets. Half of Bishop's students are from outside Quebec, including about 250 international students from over 40 countries. These experiences will have exposed you to other perspectives, an essential ingredient for success in the 21st century. Your university years will have helped some of you form a clear idea of your life's calling, but I suspect that most of you don't yet know what that is. I know that I didn't when I was at your stage. While no one can tell you what to do, I can offer some advice about how to think about the question. First, define success. Your bishop's experience will have given you the opportunity to reflect on what success might look like. Everyone defines it differently and personally, but here's what's worked for me and for the people I know who've been fortunate enough to find satisfaction in their working life. You got to find something to do which you feel passionate about, which plays to your strengths, and associates you with colleagues and an organization whose values you share. It's impossible to know at this stage exactly what field will provide you with satisfaction and meet your definition of success. But you shouldn't let that uncertainty prevent forward progress. The thing to do is make the best guess you can, choose from amongst the available choices, and go for it. Your youth limits your range of experience, but it's a great asset because it means that you have lots of time ahead to accumulate experience and let it inform your choices. So use your youth to advantage by trying things and assessing them against your definition of success, which you can expect to evolve. Some of you will be fortunate enough to find the right fit on your first try, but if you don't, try something else and keep on trying until you do. A couple of real-life illustrations can show how this can work in practice. A friend of mine, when we were undergraduates, worked at different things. In her late 20s, she decided, based on her experience, that she wanted to be a medical doctor. This meant going back to school, and she fretted that she'd be much older than her classmates and wouldn't start to practice until she was in her mid-30s. She eventually realized that she was certain to reach her mid-30s no matter what she chose to do. And it would be better to reach that advanced age, able to pursue a career that would give her purpose in life, than not to do so simply because she was getting a late start. She's had decades of satisfaction out of that choice. In my own case, I started out studying engineering, but realized late in the degree that it wasn't for me. I finished and went to work in an unrelated field where I had my first opportunity to see what lawyers do. Based on that exposure, I decided that the practice of law would suit me, and indeed it did. However, in the course of my practice, I became interested in business, and when I got the opportunity to go into business with people I respected, I took it. The point of these stories is that the feeling of uncertainty about your life's work that many of you are experiencing is an age-old condition for which there is no silver bullet, no once-and-for-all solution. You need to pick a point to steer for, be proactive, and be prepared to make mid-course corrections until you find yourself doing something you feel passionate about with people you like and respect. Our hope is that your time at Bishop's has contributed materially to preparing you for this journey, that your discussions and debates with professors and peers have allowed you to reflect on what is important and where satisfaction might lie for you, that the experience of a liberal education in the classroom and, as importantly, outside the classroom has given you some of the tools that you will need to assess your progress towards your goals in life and make the adjustments that will inevitably be necessary over the course of a life. Congratulations to all of you and to your family and friends who have supported you, and good luck on the next leg of your journey. And now, let us proceed with Convocation.
Mr. Chancellor, Principal Goldblum, graduates of the class of 2017, colleagues, family, and friends, it is my pleasure to present William Mitchell. As John F. Kennedy once said, leadership and learning are indispensable to one another. The spirit of this quote is clearly reflected in Will Mitchell's distinguished 45-year career in education, and in his belief in the importance of educational institutions. Will Mitchell holds both a BA in Economics and Political Science and a Bachelor of Education degree from Bishop's University, as well as a Master of Education degree from the University of Toronto. As a teacher of English, History, and World Issues at Trinity College School, head of Selwyn House School in Westmount, Quebec for 24 years, interim executive director of the Canadian Association of Independent Schools, and head of school at Bishop's College School just across the river, Mr. Mitchell has had a lasting impact on a countless number of students, families, teachers, staff, administrators, and institutions in Quebec and beyond. With a strong family connection to Bishop's University, both his mother, Margaret Bradley Mitchell, and his father, Judge William Mitchell, have been honorands of Bishop's University, and his father served as the 14th Chancellor of the University. Will Mitchell distinguished himself as both a student and an athlete. It has been said that Mr. Mitchell is perhaps the best all-round athlete to don a Gator uniform, and he excelled not only in team sports, such as football and hockey, as both captain and most valuable player, but also in individual sports such as squash, tennis, cricket, and golf. He has played a variety of active roles in the Bishop's community as a former member of the corporation, a participant in the annual Bishop's Career Boot Camp, and as an enthusiastic supporter of our student athletes. When he came out of retirement for the second time to become head of Bishop's College School, the chairman of the association described William Mitchell as quite probably the most senior and respected independent school leader in the country, with an unmatched breadth and depth of experience. In our School of Education here at Bishop's, one of our desired outcomes is for our graduating student teachers to show a capacity for ongoing critical reflection, potential for leadership, and commitment to the transformative power of education. Will Mitchell, who has embodied these qualities in his time as a teacher, a coach, and an administrator, stands as an exceptional model for all of our graduating students. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Civil Law, honoris causa, William Mitchell, Gator, teacher, educational leader, and lifelong learner.
Domine spectatissime auctoritati mihi commissa admittum ad gradum doctoris in iure civili in nostra universitate honoris causa.
All right, well, here we go.
Congratulations.
Good. Welcome. Good.
Actually, I've retired 4 times. I'm a slow learner. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Principal, fellow honorand, special guests, graduates of 2017, mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dr. Haig, for that introduction. Such an introduction could go to a person's head. When former US President Lyndon Johnson was introduced in glowing ways, he cautioned that a degree of humility is always in order by saying, quote, "My father would have appreciated it, my mother would have believed it." When Michael informed me of this honor, it was a fall off the chair moment for me. Some of my former teachers and professors, no doubt, it was an eyebrow raiser. To be sure, either way, I am deeply honored. Also, I'm delighted to join my mother and father as honorands of Bishop's. I am grateful and I thank the university. First, I want to congratulate the class of 2017, not only for your success in completing this phase of your education, but for what you have contributed to bishops in your time here. Next, I want to share with you why I cherish this institution, why I trust it, and why I support it. In case you haven't noticed, Mitchells and Bradleys, our mother's maiden name, have been around here forever, it may seem. We're all over the place. I sort of grew up here. I've been on campus on and off since 1954, when I would have started watching my older brother and sisters in their athletic and collegiate activities. When I entered in 1964, Bishop's enrollment was 615 students. Some of our professors and coaches subsequently became our friends. There was an intimacy and an immediacy to our student-professor interactions. Bishops prepared me well, not just for the career I chose, but for the life I've led. My experience here taught me three things that I've found helpful. One, take responsibility seriously, but there's no need to be solemn about it. Two, enjoy the complexity of good teamwork. And three, cherish the joy of loyal friendships. It is the bishop's way that friendships remain strong. Over the years, I have stayed involved, from being a member of the corporation, on the building committee, on the strategic planning committee, to more recently participating in the annual boot camp for graduating students. The experience of the boot camp has me confident that the university has lost none of that feeling of warmth and support I and my classmates experienced. I can see it when I engage with students at boot camp. The boot camp is a 2-day workshop organized by the Alumni Office, facilitated by faculty and human resources professionals to prepare graduates for the next steps in applying for jobs, from building resumes to the interview process. Over the last 8 years, the organizers have invited alumni to conduct mock interviews, provide feedback, and meet more casually in a wrap-up reception. Each year, the experience leaves me both humble and exhilarated. It's amazing to me what these young people have already done with their lives. So while I may have been there to act as something of a mentor, I come away each year having learned more than I taught, and I am inspired by the students. At the same age, I and my classmates had done nothing like what these students have done by way of travel, entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and preparing themselves for lifelong learning. This program and the whole Bishop's experience are helping students identify and fulfill their aspirations, and in doing so, the university earns their trust. Good institutions do earn the trust they receive. To me, Bishop's is such an institution. However, at the same time, as we look at things today, I fear that many institutions, whether of government, religion, finance, media, or education, are being challenged and undermined. In our civic life, we rely on institutions to uphold the fundamental tenets of our way of life, our freedoms, our democracy, and the rule of law. Unfortunately, we are seeing these vital tenets of our way of life under siege. Recently, New York Times columnist David Brooks put things in historical perspective and reminded us of earlier disturbing times for many institutions. He claimed that, quote, distrust in major institutions crossed some sort of threshold. People had so lost trust in government, the media, the leadership class in general, that they were willing to abandon truth and decorum and embrace authoritarian thuggery to blow it all up, unquote. This is why good institutions are precious and need our support. Think of Bishop's as a gem, help make it sparkle. Good institutions remain constant to their mission. They move appropriately with changing times. They retain the confidence of their supporters in what the institutions are doing and how they go about it. If you graduates experienced in your time at Bishop's that this is a place that cares, a place that is fair, and a place that always acts with integrity, I believe it deserves your support. So, graduates of 2017, I believe you are well equipped to help restore confidence in institutions. I believe you can because you seem to be making the most of your high levels of intelligence and engagement as you build a personal, professional, and community life for the years ahead. And I think that there is one particular way you might be able to lead in this Renaissance. So let me put out a challenge to you. It is a challenge that your generation, certainly not mine, can best tackle. It came to me in something former U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright said about the loss of trust in governmental institutions, and she made a link of that loss to technology. Secretary Albright posited that today, people are contacting their governments with 21st century technology. The government is listening with 20th century technology, and it's giving 19th century solutions. Perhaps you, as savvy users of technology, can engage in civic life in a way that closes these gaps to help preserve freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. Surely a worthy goal for us all. In closing, please know and be assured and always remember how proud your parents, your family, and the university are of you today, and that you chose Bishops to animate this most important period of your lives. On another occasion that I was honored by the university, I said that Bishops is the kind of place you can cherish. Today, I'm doubling down on that statement. I cherish my experience, and I'm exceedingly grateful. So, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Merci mille fois. Thank you. Bonne chance. Good luck.
Mr. Chancellor, faculty members, fellow graduates of 2017, and friends of the university, it is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Kathleen Reichs, forensic anthropologist, academic, and best-selling author. In our modern, fast-paced society, science is no longer just academic discoveries and advancements. Science also encompasses the use of multimedia to educate the public in an entertaining yet informative way. Dr. Kathleen Reichs, whom we honor today, has engaged in all aspects of this process with remarkable success. In the academic world, she is the editor of 3 academic books and has taught at Northern Illinois University, the University of Pittsburgh, Concordia University, McGill University, and the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. In addition to instructing at the FBI Academy in Quantico, Virginia, and for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Ottawa, Dr. Reichs' professional activities have included contributing chapters and articles to numerous publications in the fields of anthropology and forensic science. She has acted as a consultant to the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner in North Carolina and in the Laboratoire de Sciences Judiciaires et Médecine Légale in Montreal. She has served on the board of directors and as vice president of both the American Academy of Forensic Science and the American Board of Forensic Anthropology, and as a member of the National Police Services Advisory Council in Canada. Internationally recognized as an expert in her field, Dr. Reichs has traveled to Rwanda to testify at the UN Tribunal on Genocide, helped exhume a mass grave in Guatemala, aided in the identification of war dead from World War II, Korea, and Southeast Asia, and assisted with identifying the remains found at Ground Zero of the World Trade Center following the terrorist attacks in September of 2001. Dr. Reichs has made a broader audience aware of her discipline through the publication of 19 best-selling novels that blend suspense and science, featuring heroine Temperance Brennan. Her first novel, Déjà Dead, was a New York Times bestseller and won the 1997 Ellis Award for Best First Novel. She also co-authors a young adult series with her son, Brendan Reichs, and is a producer of the hit TV series Bones, based on her work and novels. Kathy Reichs began her journey not so differently from my fellow graduates today, receiving her bachelor's degree in anthropology from American University in Washington, D.C. She then earned a master's and PhD in physical anthropology at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. The countless hours I spent watching Dr. Reichs' TV series Bones occasionally hindered my personal focus on studying in order to achieve my undergraduate degree. But today, they make it a particular honor to introduce her for a new step in her academic achievement. Mr. Chancellor, I present to you, for the degree of Doctor of Civil Law, honoris causa, Dr. Kathleen J. Reichs.
Ati mihi commissa admitto te ad gradum doctoris in iuris civili in nostra universitate honoris causa.
Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Principal and Vice Chancellor, members of the faculty and governors, honored guests, graduating students, families and friends, Monsieur le Chancelier, Monsieur le Principal et Vice-Chancelier, collègues universitaires et gouverneurs, invités distingués, étudiants finissants, parents et amis. Je suis ravie d'être ici ce matin. Je suis très touchée de recevoir ce diplôme honorifique. Je suis très, très désolée d'avoir écorché la langue française. Alors, à partir de maintenant, je vais parler tout en anglais. Terry Pratchett, the British humorist and creator of the Discworld series, explained that the entire universe has been neatly divided into things to mate with, to eat, to run away from, and rocks. The rigorous education you have received here at Bishop's University should have equipped you to determine the difference. Hopefully, you are paying attention. Canada may be the last sane place on earth, which means you all must be prepared to run the world. I'm standing at the podium, so it's unavoidable that I give you life advice. The world according to me. I'm going to offer you my variation on Pratchett's premise. Aware, care, dare, and rocks. In sum, have an awareness of the universe and your role in it. Figure out what you love and love it. Eat life up. Know fear and how to use it. And when you hit the rocks, keep going. Numero un. First, aware you should be. See what I did there? Everyone loves a Yoda reference. It's a cornerstone of the human condition that we all live in the movie starring ourselves. Our unavoidable default is to believe that we are the sun around which the cosmos revolves. Other planets may have ambitions and ideas, but mine are hotter, larger, more. As writer David Foster Wallace said, everything in my own immediate experience supports my deep belief that I am the absolute center of the universe, the realest, most vivid, and important person in existence. He goes on, correctly, to note this is an example of how totally wrong our certainties can be. In sum, I'm not the center, you're not the center. I'm a scientist, but primarily a writer these days, so I believe in narratives, but don't let your narrative drown out your reality. Some experiences will fit comfortably into your idea of yourself. You are smart, funny, kind. Some experiences won't fit. You aren't fast-tracked to the corner office straight out of college. You betrayed a friend. You did fast-track to the corner office, but you hate your job. It's these latter moments that will serve you best. If you hate that fancy job, then it's not your job. It's disquieting to go off script, but I encourage you to embrace that which makes you uncomfortable. Accept the fact that no one is camping out for tickets to the movie starring you. And carve out the life you want, not the life you think will play best on the big screen or the small screen. Self-awareness is about empathy. Don't turn your co-stars into cliches. Instead, cultivate a critical suspicion of your certainties. Let's talk about my grandmother for a minute. After my grandfather died, she was afraid to drive. But groceries must be bought, and Google Express was not an option, so drove she did. And she drove like a grandma. The "where's the beef" lady, inching along in a battleship-sized sedan. You can ask your parents later what "where's the beef" means. Now let's talk about me. I commute down the hall in my pajamas. I'm definitely not trained up for road congestion. It's also been alleged that I'm not the most patient person. What I am, as is obvious to anyone who has read the script to the movie starring me, is a busy, important person with a demanding job and precious free time. Therefore, when trapped behind a roadblock of tailgates, my righteous outrage is justified. It is a certainty that my having to endure traffic is profoundly and personally unfair. After my resilient grandmother slid reluctantly behind the wheel, I had the stunning realization that I could be hounding the bumper of someone else's granny or teenaged daughter or a sobbing adult who's just lost her own grand-mère. My tension evaporated. I actually began to enjoy dropping back the recommended 5 car lengths. Okay, well, maybe 3 car lengths. The point is, I get to choose not to be frustrated and miserable every time I end up in traffic. This kind of empathetic well-adjustment isn't natural. Stilling your inner demons with the idea that perhaps the short-tempered Horton's clerk has a desperately sick mother and upon dispatching me can speak with the doctor requires patience and vigilance. Is the other person's story always going to be tear-jerking, made-for-TV quality? Probably not, but maybe. You can't know. What you can do is choose how you adjust your thinking. Numéro 2, second, you have to care. Love the world in all its perfection and its brokenness. I have a practice each night of recalling 3 joys of the day. It probably originated as some sort of Oprah earworm, but I've found it fulfilling. I savor present moments more, knowing that I'll recall them at the day's conclusion. Some days it's harder than others when images of Syria and Sudan are burning my eyeballs. But there's always something: a hot shower, a decadent poutine at the Gator Grill, a picture of Prime Minister Trudeau with a lap full of baby pandas. There's a lot of false advertising out there about what matters. Fake news, alternative facts. Take the time to sort out what's truly of worth. You don't have to be in a permanent state, Zen-like state of loving everything. That would make you really annoying. If you try to invest in everything there is to care about, you'll burn out. Distill what matters. Pick your thing. Numéro 3. Third, dare. Obviously, my advice is the opposite of seize the day and blaze forth to change the world now while you're piping hot. Take time to figure things out. Graduation is a momentous occasion, but crossing this stage, diploma in hand, doesn't mean you instantly know who you are or what you want. Throughout the coming decades, you'll be faced with uncertainty, with crossroads. You'll likely end up nowhere near you thought you were headed. What? You exclaim? But the script is written, the stage is set, I have a plan. You are bright, educated people. Of course you have a plan. I'm encouraging you to peel that brilliant roadmap from your clenched fingers and allow for a few detours. Take the scenic route. Let my grandma drive. I don't mean relinquish visions of that medical diploma in favor of lounging around watching hockey or binging on Bones. I'm saying be open to revisions. Trust me, I get paid now to make things up as I go along. You may think you've got the story figured out, but the most exciting plot twists aren't even on your radar yet. A big part of daring is facing down fear. Fear is unavoidable, but you decide how much control to grant it, and when to forge on, and when to run. But let me say right now that if you're at risk of being eaten by a polar bear, please don't dissect the authenticity of your fear. Run fast, or play dead, or whatever it is that works with polar bears. Otherwise, interrogate the narrative again. Fear can always be justified by practicality. Being a chartered accountant is safer than taming a lion or destabilizing a despotic regime through peaceful democratic action. Or is it? I mean, the CPA exam is no walk in the park. You can fail at what you want or at what you don't want. How better to invest your energy? If you were born to chartered accountancy, go for it. If you are at heart a lion tamer playing it safe, skip the number crunching and do what you love. When I wrote my first Bones episode, I felt out of my depth. My format was scientific articles or novels. I was afraid of falling on my face in front of my impossibly hip new Hollywood friends. Our executive producer and showrunner, Hart Hansen, born and bred in Canada, said to me, "You didn't know how to write fiction, and that worked out." He was right. Besides, I've looked like an idiot numerous times in my life. It never killed me. Fear hones you, challenges you. When you accept the instinct to run without examining your fear, you flee from the opportunity to be your best possible self. In the words of Jack Canfield, everything you want is on the other side of fear. Numéro 4. Finally, let's talk about rocks. It stinks when you hit them. They have no nutritional value and they can cause concussions. But if you use them correctly, you can build magnificent structures. Antoine Saint-Exupéry said, "A rock pile ceases to be a rock pile the moment a single man contemplates it, having within him the image of a cathedral." And I'm sure he would have spoken of the ladies equally as well. Use the tough times in your life to shore up your dreams. Your life story isn't once upon a time, but a series of events, both fortunate and unfortunate. Don't cherry pick the successes. Rocks turn into diamonds only under intense pressure. That's it. That's my advice. Dictate the narrative. Don't let the narrative dictate you. Be self-aware. Care about things. Nourish yourself. Dare to build. Run away from polar bears. Thank you and congratulations.
Good morning. I now invite the members of the graduating class who are to receive the degree of Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Business Administration to please stand.
Me, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts in our university, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Vincent d'Avignon. With distinction, Samantha France. Is being awarded the University Prize in Business Administration, Andrea Stefania Levano-Retegui. William Lorty. Cameron Albert. Dominique Lavoie. With distinction, Jiju Tang. Margareta Acero. Atik Amadi. Lisanne Albon. Thomas Alat. Manon Beauchard. Quentin Benchitrit. Simon Bernard. With distinction, Marie-Antoinette Bertrand. Michel Bilodeau. Lita Bonnel. Amélie Boucher. Kelsey Boucher. Charles-Antoine Brault. Liane Brouillette. Nadia Canty-Blais. Jamie Couvis. Gérald Desnoyers-Lafont. Samuel Dieppe. Nicolas Doyon. With distinction, Sean Dubuc. Marie-Pascale Duhamel des Hôtels. Has been awarded the University Prize in Business Administration with distinction, Ashley Dumas. Alexia Dupuis-Gaudreau. With distinction, Cynthia Durand. Gabrielle Durocher. Samuel Essery. Is being awarded the prize for Hispanic Studies with distinction, Daphne Gagnon. Jordan Gates. Caroline Gilina. With distinction, Guillermo Goncalves. Maria Paula Gonzalez. Gus Greer. Connors Grimes. Taylor Herbert Copley. With distinction, Jeffrey Hughes Leclerc. Is being awarded the EY Prize in Accounting with distinction, Fariba Husseini. Dorian Johnson. Is being awarded the University Prize in Business Administration for the BBA, the University Prize in Business Administration for Marketing as well. With distinction, Natalie Kinnard. Sarah Kobari. Is being awarded the University Prize in Business Administration for International Business. With distinction, Catherine Kohner. With distinction, Jennifer Kyle. Wan Ying Lai. Alexander Lambert. With distinction, Ali Langlois. With distinction, Jacob Laprise. Madeleine Lemaire. Christos Nikolaos Lambesis. Anthony Lepage. Amanda Maxudian. Is being awarded the University Prize in Business Administration in Human Resources Concentration, Geneviève Martineau. Is being awarded the EY second and third year prize in accounting and the University Prize in Business Administration for Finance with distinction, Danny McDuff. He's been awarded the Rachel Ratmal Prize with distinction, Vicky McKenna. He's being awarded the University Prize in Business Administration for General Business with distinction, Allura McMorran. Trevor McWilliams. Tian Miao. Kevin Mueller. Kevin Millern. Piers Mulvihill. Adam Nemri. Jeremy Ninkapour. Jason Novak. Judith Ntambwe. With distinction, Natasha Pekin. With distinction, Aaron Patella. Geneviève Paul. Emily Parr. Jean-Claude Peters. Adrian Pickle. Heather Christie. With distinction, Corey Prévost. Nathalie Destiny Prue. Siam Raman. Is being awarded the University Prize in Business Administration for Accounting with distinction, Émilie Roberge. Jamie Rosebush. Is being awarded the Charles Kingsmill Memorial Prize in Business Administration with distinction, Maria Sofia Rosen. Michael Ruel-Rouillard. Ashwin Sagar. With distinction, Tamina Sarwari. With distinction, Caitlin Saunders. Guillaume Savard d'Aigle. Clotilde Sayer. With distinction, Samantha Shah. Adam Citrock. Tse Chuan Su. Laurie Tanguay. David Taylor. Mélina Tétrault. Gabrielle Tuot. Benjamin Tracy. Christophe Trahan Jonka. Julie Villandré. Maria Wagner. Natalia Wicenji. Philip Wilson. Guo Yu. Mohammad Karim Yusufi. Melanie Zahari. Xiaolu Zhu.
I would now invite members of the graduating class who are to receive the Bachelor of Arts in Education, a Bachelor of Science in Education, and the Bachelor of Education to please stand. Mr. Chancellor and all the members of the university, with the unanimous approval of this convocation, I present to you these women and these men in order that they may be granted the Bachelor of Arts in Education, the Bachelor of Science in Education, or the Bachelor of Education.
By the power vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Education, Bachelor of Science in Education, or Bachelor of Education, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Bachelor of Arts, Jessica Bond with distinction. Bethany Bouchard. With distinction, undergraduate prize in elementary education, Felicity Burns. Micheline Chevrier. Simon Corriveau-Winkers. Shane Cohen-Cholette. With distinction, Macy Doucet. With distinction, Sarah Enright. Alice Gilham. With distinction, Annabelle Gobey. With distinction, Simone Goloven. Erika Johnson. With distinction, Valérie Lachapelle. Nathalie Lambert. Mary Lambesis. Paige McCloskey. Carly McDonnell. With distinction, Lara McTeague. With distinction, Jessie Ann Penny. With distinction, Céleste Roberge. Amanda Scherer. With distinction, Dylan Smith. Courtney Thatcher. Hannah Willows. Christine Ackley. Mike Andrews. Ellen O'Shea. Sarah Binet. Mélanie Bloin. Madeleine Bouchard. Kirsten Wenigan. Megan Bushy. Jordan Cardinal. Sarah Conway. Kirsten Dobler. Chelsea Doherty. Judy Duquette. Philippe Duval Holiday. Jason Earl. Jessica Everett. Timothy Favre. Claudine Ferland. Alexandra Fisher. Jessica Faubert. Geneviève Fugère. Gwen Galvin-Goujon. Shauna Golding. Michael Goulet. Erika Yules-Khan. Alexandria Canna. Sarah Krebs. Rachel Labonté. Sarah Led. Gabrielle Lecieux. Rebecca Macmillan. Raphaël Martin. Céline Martin-Montarsi. Lindsay Mastin. Catherine McRobbie. Victoria Miller. Kirsten Montgomery. Katie Monroe. Kate Newhouse. Domenico Nizola. Emily Parker. Emily Patuan. Véronique Piatera. Meng Ki. Julien Caneville. Jessica Rediker. Janet Ritchie. Callie Smith. Emily Catherine Smith. Brian Holmes, Charles Max Burney Prize in Practice Teaching. Shane Crawford. Lisa Spillin. Frédéric Truchon.
Sorry, I don't have the food. I don't have the food. I'm sorry.
Jerry Sagan Tugas. Joanny Vien. Kelly White.
Thank you.
Abby Whitaker. University Prize in Secondary Education, Emily Williams. Anna Wisniewski. University Prize in Elementary Education, Erika Zucker. Congratulations to our BA students and BA in School of Education.
I now invite the members of the graduating class who are to receive the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Natural Science and Math and the Bachelor of Science to please stand. Mr. Chancellor and all members of the university, with the unanimous approval of this convocation, I present to you these men and these women in order that they may be granted the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Natural Science and Math and the Bachelor of Science.
By the power vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Science and Math and Bachelor of Science, in our university, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Laura Ackley. Joe Clarence. Najibullah Nouri. With distinction, Hannah Gray Zaidlin. With distinction, Kelly Bradbury. Stephanie Chun. With distinction, Society of Chemical Industry Prize in Chemistry and the St. Mark's Chapel Prize, Amanda Corkum. With distinction, Laura Crack. Jason Kramer. With distinction, Adam Dolman. With distinction, Jenna Downey. With distinction, Michaela Eng. Jean-Philippe Gérard Trudel. With distinction, Julie Jacques. With distinction, Georgina Lamontagne. Mercedes Leitke. With distinction and the Vice Chancellor's Prize, Patricia Marks. With distinction and the University Prize in Computer Science, Gregory Mierzwinski. Regis Namguka. With distinction, Allison Roberts. With distinction and the Albert Kuhner Memorial Prize in Chemistry, Ananya Srivastava. With distinction, Geneviève White. With distinction, Kyla Wilson. With distinction, Veronica Bellissimo. Gabrielle Bianchet David. Louis Bond. Rebecca Bouchard. Nathaniel Bridges. With distinction, Mélanie Brisson-Levalet. Grant Coulter. With distinction, Fabio Cozzuto. Megan Dale. With distinction, Marianne Fournier. Alexandra Goldblum. Han-Chun Go. Evan Rhett Handley. With distinction, Garrett Keane. Katharina May Kumarasan. With distinction, Rosemary McKinnon. Zaid Masri. With distinction, Ryan McAniff. Abby McDonald. Catherine Metcalf. Daniel Ondo. David Etienne Pigeon. Taylor Ross. Cleopatra Rutinda. Beverly Smith. Michelle Soljuk. With distinction, Elizabeth Stevens. Antoine Turcott van der Egt. With distinction, Margaret Veach. Laurent Vinet. With distinction, Chi Huan.
I now invite the members of the graduating class who are to receive the degree of Master of Education to please stand. Mr. Chancellor and all members of the university, with the unanimous approval of this convocation, I present to you these candidates in order that they may be granted the degree of Master of Education.
By the power vested in me, I admit you to the degree of Master of Education in our university, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Aaron Baldock. Linda Banks. Simon Bélanger. Beryl Boyle. Jane Bradbury. Jennifer Downing. Jeffrey Jordan. Angela Markwell. Rebecca McKelvey. Caroline Marling. Barbara Plouffe. Loretta Robinson. Nancy Saunders. Congratulations to our MAd in education.
I now invite the member of the graduating class who is to receive the degree of Master of Science to please stand. We shall move along. Congratulations to Wenjian. I'll now invite the students who are to receive a certificate to please stand. Mr. Chancellor, and all members of the university, with the unanimous approval of this convocation, I present to you these candidates in order that they may receive their certificates.
By the power vested in me, I award you this certificate, together with its responsibilities, rights, and privileges.
Gabrielle Deschênes. Giovanni Venditti. Ariane Archina-Foss. Jessie Aubin. Michel Baudouin. Ayoub Hamoudi. Jessica Lynn June Harrington. Alexandra Kralis. Hannah McLean. John Poveda Martinez. Eleonore Troncard and Kumba. I'll now invite the students who are to receive a certificate of completion of a micro-program to please stand. Oh, they just went by. Congratulations. Graduate certificates went by. And graduate certificates have also gone by. Congratulations to them too.
Mr. Chancellor, I now invite the valedictorian, Dominique Lavoie, to address Convocation.
Late August 2013. My parents had given me a final heart-wrenching hug, and here I was sitting in my single mattress in my single bedroom in Norton residence. I remember standing up and looking out from my window, which offered a nice view of the quad, and I remember thinking, what am I doing here? Little did I know that this place, over the next 4 years, would transform and mold me into someone who had only ever hoped of becoming. Hello everyone, my name is Dominique. I am, for very obvious reasons, very excited to be here today. I'm a fourth-year student graduating with a double major in psychology and business with an honors in human resources. Au nom de l'accord 2017, j'aimerais saluer et remercier tous les parents et les membres de nos familles qui se sont déplacés juste ici aujourd'hui pour célébrer la fin d'une merveilleuse étape. Welcome to Bishops. Welcome to our home. So, many of my friends ask me what it's like to go to school at Bishops. And whenever I'm asked, I say, well, I could tell you what it's like, but you really should come and see for yourself. Because it's one thing to be told about bishops, it's an entire thing to actually live it. But truthfully, my 2 first years at bishops were difficult. Thrown out of my comfort zone, uncertain about myself, and caught up with a little dark cloud hovering over me that some call depression, I felt very much like a square peg in a round hole. Luckily for me, I was surrounded with a strong support system that lifted me up when I could not stand by myself, and it was in an environment that understood and acknowledged that student hits rough patches sometimes, and I was able, through the help of student services, to receive help. And while these issues were my own, I know for a fact that I'm not the only one who's had to go through similar life events. Although, one day, it dawned on me that perhaps I wasn't looking at things the right way. Yes, I was feeling like a square peg in a round hole, but what if no one was of the same shape? The reality is that most of us left the comfort of our hometowns to come here. And many people, like me, hardly knew anyone when they came here. Many people, like me, didn't speak English very well either. When I looked around, I suddenly saw that we are all different, with different experiences, different personalities, different ambitions. But the one commonality is that we chose to step out of our comfort zone and into the purple bubble. And then I noticed how each of the unique shapes fit together to create a mosaic of cultures, ideas, perspective, identities that form our community. That's when I realized that by being myself, I had created a place within the mosaic and had started bleeding purple. As I was gaining back confidence in myself, I also started to slowly appreciate what Bishops has to offer. I invested myself in class more, I used the writing center to correct my essays, I created bonds with teachers, went to wine and cheeses and mingled, religiously attended happy hours, and so on. But the biggest and most valuable lesson Bishops has taught me is the necessity to look past the numbers that label you. From the number on the scale to the cumulative average of my grades, I started bleeding purple when I stopped letting numbers determine my value as a student and my worth as a human being. It is when I stopped caring about the grades, but rather appreciated the knowledge that I had the privilege to acquire, that I started being more confident, thus taking more risks and assuming more responsibilities. Although I was not the strongest student in terms of grades, I did things like add psychology as a second major, graduated with honors, become a teaching assistant, and took on the challenge of being the first director of human resources for the SRC. And this is a testament to what a little courage and a lot of purple pride can lead you to accomplish. Because if it weren't for Bishops, honestly, and the risks I took in coming here, I would have never been able to achieve these goals. Now, I don't know about you, but more than a few people have been coming to me in the last few weeks and say, "Wow, Dom, you're graduating. This is amazing. So what's next?" And every time, there's a split second of panic where my brain twists and squeezes, and my inner self proceeds to curl up in a ball with her thumb in her mouth, rocking herself in the smallest corner of my temporal lobe. And as I gain composure, I simply smile and say, "I'm not sure." Which is definitely not what people generally want to hear, but I'm pretty sure that I'm not the only one feeling this way. And I found that the Chancellor's remarks were very reassuring in this regard. But what I find not enough people have been asking me, though, is how was it? Surely, focusing on the future and our next steps is important, but it's equally important to take the time to stop, turn around, and look at all you've accomplished. And this is what this entire weekend is about, really. It's about appreciating the moment, appreciating the journey, and the road we took to get to this point, with all its ups and downs and potholes, as well as celebrating the trials, tribulations, and accomplishments that each of us has weathered to arrive in this room today. It's about looking around you and realizing that the people who are currently sitting next to you are like family now. And as the years go by and our paths converge, merge, and separate, whenever you'll hear in the distance someone saying, "Of course I know Bishops, I went to Bishops," you'll know you have a friend among the crowd. Unfortunately, no matter how many times we tell ourselves that we will never graduate and that we will stay here forevermore, this post-graduation reality is inevitably coming to a reality. We are all graduating today here in business, education, or natural sciences. And I'm not going to list all the amazing things that we could accomplish or follow a drop-down menu of the potential jobs that we could land. What I will say, though, is that I wish for us to find and follow a path that brings us happiness and fulfillment. I wish for us to live a meaningful life that brings us pride and a sense of accomplishment. I wish for us to live in a way that will positively affect our communities. I wish for us to recognize that as a generation, we owe it to ourselves to take care of our planet and take care of each other, no matter our gender, sexual orientation or identity, color, culture, religion, or beliefs. Je nous souhaite de nous épanouir en tant qu'adultes, tout en gardant un esprit et un cœur ouverts, de ne pas traiter l'inconnu et ce qui nous effraie en répondant par la peur et la persécution, mais plutôt de tendre une oreille attentive et des bras ouverts. Because after all, isn't that what the bishop's experience is really all about? Overlooking superficial differences to come together as a community, and better, as a family? We've reached a point where, individually and collectively, we can make a difference in such a wide spectrum of ways. Let's not be scared to let the world hear what we, graduates of University of Bishops and members of a generation that has unapologetically broken all the rules, have to say. All this to say that you don't need to be the smartest or the most gifted. All you need is the confidence in the beautiful and unique shape of mosaic that you are. What you need is the drive to capitalize on your strengths and turn your weaknesses into learning opportunities. What you need is the passion to never settle for less than what you truly want and deserve. No matter the department in which we are graduating today, we are first and foremost Bishop students. And while this part of the journey is ending, the experiences, relationships, and stories made in the past years will never die. On the contrary, they shaped and will keep on shaping who we are. Merci.
So this is the part of the ceremony where we recognize the highest achievements of our graduating students. The Governor General's Silver Medal recognizes the student who has achieved the highest standing in the final year of an undergraduate program. It will be presented by Dr. Trevor Jones, Chair of the Mathematics Department, and it is awarded this year to Jenna Downey. The Vice Chancellor's Prize is awarded for outstanding academic proficiency in the final year of an undergraduate course. The prize will be presented by Robert Hall, Chair of our Board of Governors, and the recipient is Patricia Marks. The Honorable G. Howard Ferguson Cup and Chief Justice Greenshields Prize are awarded to the student who, in the opinion and by vote of the faculty, has made the greatest contribution to the life of the university. It will be presented by Dr. Carrie Hull, Professor of Biology, and the recipient, whose name has been engraved on the Ferguson Cup, is Laura Crack. Joan and Alex Patterson Award was established by Chancellor Emeritus Alex Patterson and his wife Joan, who are with us today. The prize is given to a graduating student who has contributed the most to volunteer work and activities in the off-campus community. It will be presented by our Dean of Students, Dr. Jackie Bailey, and this year it is awarded to Adam Dolman. The Strathcona Foundation plaque is awarded to the athlete of the graduating year with the highest academic standing, who has represented the university in intercollegiate competition. The prize will be presented by a member of our Board of Governors, Michel Marleau, and this year's recipient is Kelly Bradbury. And finally, the Golden Mitre Awards. In recognition of outstanding service to the student body, the following students were elected to the Golden Mitre Honor Society by the graduating class. The award will be presented by Dr. Dale Wood, Chair of the Chemistry Department, and this year's inductees are Katie Monroe and Ananya Srivastava. Mr. Chancellor, Dr. Will Mitchell, Dr. Kathy Reichs, members of the class of 2017, members of Convocation, families, and friends. Every year for 174 years, Bishops has celebrated this special day in the life of our university. The central role of the Chancellor, the academic dress, the Latin citations, and the other formalities of the Convocation proceedings remind us that the idea of the university as a community of learning dates back to the Middle Ages and has endured through the centuries. Like all great institutions, Bishops has evolved over the decades, as each generation has been charged with ensuring that the university meets the needs of its time. We can all take pride in knowing that although much has changed, Bishops continues to pursue its core mission of offering a sound and liberal education to undergraduate students. We remain focused on being an institution of choice for outstanding young people seeking academic excellence and a rich undergraduate experience. We strive to be a university that instills confidence, courage, curiosity, and a sense of responsibility in its students, to be a place that nurtures personal and intellectual freedom and fosters enduring friendships. This year has been one of progress and achievement, but tragically, it has also been marked by 3 sudden and devastating losses. Dr. Jerry Coulter suffered a heart attack in November at the age of 57. Dr. Coulter published extensively in the field of sociology with over 100 essays, articles, and book chapters to his credit. He was a truly independent and original thinker with a wry sense of humor. Dr. Coulter was a much beloved teacher. In 2006, he won our highest recognition for teaching, the William and Nancy Turner Teaching Award. On the morning after he died, when we gathered in the Cleghorn room, a group of his film students were huddled in one corner. Through her tears, one student said to me that Dr. Coulter had helped her see film in a new and critical way, which would stay with her forever. One of his former students wrote, and I quote, "Jerry's teaching allowed students to challenge their own assumptions in ways that pointed them not toward a predetermined end, but toward developing confidence in their own critical thinking ability. This generous, infinite gift, developing one's inner well of strength, will stay with me my entire life." We are comforted in knowing that Jerry will live on through everyone who has had the pleasure of learning from and with him. In January, Tuan Lu, a second-year science student from Hemmingford, was struck down by a brain aneurysm while training at the gym. Tuan was a reserved young man when he came to Bishop's. His parents told me that Tuan had very few close friends during his time in high school. But that changed when he came to Bishop's. He developed a close circle of friends who cared deeply about him. Tuan was a kind and gentle soul. Many of his friends described him as an exceptionally good listener. Mens sana in corpore sano would have been his watchword. He lived in Munster, but our fitness center was his second home. Tuan's friends, I know, miss his quiet presence and his kind spirit. I know that he remains very much in their thoughts. Tuan is survived by his father, Dr. Chin Duk Lu, his mother, Dr. Chi Vu, and his sister, Na Ti Lu. Clinton Munkittrick died in January in a swimming accident in Thailand. Clinton was completing a Bachelor of Arts with a major in sports studies and a minor in entrepreneurship. He was a talented athlete and a charismatic person who had a remarkable zest for life. As one of his friends said, Clint's optimism and ability to light up a room were a spectacle to witness. I will never forget his inclusiveness and cheerful attitude. During his all too short life, Clint touched more people than most of us do in a lifetime. Over 400 people, including many friends from Alexander Galt, Champlain, and Bishop's, attended his funeral to celebrate his life and to express their condolences. We mourn the premature loss of these three well-loved members of the Bishop's community. May their lives be an inspiration, and may their memories be a blessing. There is no easy segue from remembering lost friends and colleagues to celebrating our students and our university. But life and Bishop's must go on. We are proud that our graduating students consistently told us that we have delivered on the promises we made to them when they chose Bishop's. Over the past few months, several external assessments have confirmed that our students value highly their experiences here. For the second year in a row, in the Maclean's University rankings, our students placed Bishop's first in Canada for student satisfaction amongst the primary undergraduate universities. They also ranked us first for quality of instructors and residents living. So we have had a good year. Much of Bishop's endures over time, our heritage buildings, our bucolic campus, and most importantly, our focus on a liberal education for undergraduates. But it is also true that each generation of students reinvents the university. And the class of 2017 has contributed to Bishop's being an intellectually vibrant, ambitious, and caring community. J'étais vivement impressionné par les efforts de nos finissants afin que les valeurs fondatrices de notre université soient transmises à la prochaine génération d'étudiants qui, à leur tour, sauront les adopter et les transmettre. Ils ont démontré aux étudiants qui les suivent que les valeurs fondamentales qui sont la curiosité, la rigueur, le respect d'autrui, l'intégrité et l'engagement sont des valeurs sûres et ce faisant, ils ont marqué de façon positive leur université. Et grâce à nos étudiants et toute notre communauté universitaire, je peux dire que Bishops a eu une année exceptionnelle. Now, although we speak about the Bishops bubble, we actually do not operate in isolation from the world beyond Lennoxville. Every year, Bishops and Champlain Regional College sponsor 2 refugee students. The Refugee Sponsorship Group held its annual garage sale just a few weeks ago. This great community effort raised over $20,000 for our refugee students. In addition, our students voted to increase their support for the refugee program by almost doubling the student levy. This will bring the students' contribution to the program to $24,000 every year. This is an eloquent example of our students' generosity and their consideration for others. In September, we welcomed a second Syrian refugee student, Bassam, and his cousin Ahmad, who had joined us the previous January, are truly remarkable people. They are unfailingly optimistic. They're deeply grateful to Canada. They've embraced life at Bishops. They've done well academically, and they don't even complain about winter. And I guess I should tell you they're setting a very fine example for their English-speaking classmates because they're taking intense French courses this summer. In addition to Bassam and Ahmad, we had students from more than 50 countries enrolled this year. So the world really does meet on our campus. The Donald Lecture Series also helped bring the world to Bishops. Maureen Dowd and Carl Hulse of the New York Times joined us just 10 days before the US election. Unfortunately, their prediction about who would win the election didn't quite pan out. But Maureen Dowd's accounts of her interactions with Donald Trump were amusing at the time, but in retrospect, they were both frightening and prescient. One of our more controversial speakers was Marie Henein. She is one of Canada's preeminent defense attorneys. Some people felt that she should not have been invited to speak because she had acted on behalf of CBC radio host Jan Ghomeshi in his sexual assault trial. One of the reasons that we first fiercely defend academic freedom is because we believe that a university must be a place where controversial ideas can be debated. It is important that our universities be places where difficult issues can be discussed in an intelligent, informed, and respectful way. We should not shy away from confronting tough questions. How our criminal justice system deals with sexual assault cases is one such issue. One of the critical challenges for our justice system is how best to reconcile our desire to protect victims of sexual assault so they are not victimized again in the judicial process, while preserving the presumption of innocence and requiring the state to make its case beyond a reasonable doubt. Ms. Henein's talk provoked a spirited debate both before and after her lecture. Now, I know that some people were upset by her appearance, but I was pleased that our university demonstrated its capacity to address difficult issues in a respectful way. So all of our Donald lecturers drew their fair share of attention. And then, of course, there was that quiet morning in January when Prime Minister Justin Trudeau dropped in virtually unannounced for coffee at Tim Hortons. Even some of our professors were jostling to get selfies with Justin. So the world not only came to Bishops this year, we engaged with it. Under the guidance of Sarah Myriam Martin Brûlé, a group of our students attended the Model United Nations in New York. Our delegation, representing Ukraine, won an unprecedented number of awards. The team received the Distinguished Delegation Award, and 2 students won the Outstanding Delegates Award for their exceptional work on the Security Council. Our BEST program has enabled a new group of students to pursue their diverse and ambitious dreams. Here's just a sample of what some of our students will be doing over the next few months. Excavating a 1st century AD Roman fortress in England, working in Mongolia with an organization focused on emergency relief, community building, and refugee sheltering, interning with an organization for the defense of political prisoners in Burma, volunteering in a clinic in Honolulu, providing free legal services to inmates, and working to liberate the wrongly convicted. It is reassuring to see that our students are so engaged in the world, because there is so much to be alarmed about. We are experiencing a period of illiberal populism in many parts of the world. We are witnessing an attack by the President of the United States on truth, science, journalism, and the ideals of altruism, trust, and human solidarity. So we do count on the class of 2017 not to be passive bystanders, never to be silent or indifferent in the face of racism, discrimination, injustice, inequality, or so-called alternative facts. Now, each of us will have our own stories about what made this year unique. Let me share just one of mine with you. It happened just last weekend. Our 1967 men's basketball team held their 50th reunion. They played some golf, shot some hoops in the Mitchell gym, and enjoyed each other's company. And then on Saturday afternoon, they gathered in the living room of Griffin House, our new alumni house. They sat with their spouses and candidly spoke about their lives. They talked of their joys and sorrows. They spoke of marriage and divorce. They spoke of their successes and their disappointments. They spoke of struggling with depression. They talked about children and grandchildren. They spoke with candor, wisdom, and honesty. And it was a very special privilege for me to be with them. They have each followed a unique path, but they all attribute the lives that they have led and the people that they are to the 4 years they spent on this campus. Their affection for each other and their appreciation for how this university shaped their lives were extremely moving. It reinforced for me the unique role that our university can play in the lives of our students. Now, most of us on this stage won't be here when the class of 2017 returns for its 50th reunion. I actually know most of you in the graduating class can't even conceive of the idea of being 70 years old. But if the impact of your years at Bishops is as significant for you as it was for our 1967 men's basketball team, all of us, the faculty and staff of Bishops University, would be gratified to know that we help you to have meaningful, productive, and fulfilling lives. Bishops continued to pursue its strategic alliance with Acadia, Mount Allison, and St. Francis Xavier Universities through the Maple League. By working together, we are seeking to extend our 4 institutions' common objectives of providing students from across Canada and the world with the highest quality undergraduate education in a residential setting. Through our new video presence facilities, it was possible for the first time for students at one of our universities to take a course being given on another campus. Now, there were some growing pains, but we are learning how to make this work. And tomorrow, students from Acadia, Mount Allison, and Bishops will gather here on the Bishops campus to take an intensive course on Shakespeare, which will then see them traveling together to the Shakespeare Festival in Stratford, Ontario. So it was a year of innovation and achievement. It was also a year in which we addressed some of the critical issues on our campus. We launched an important campaign to prevent sexual violence. The campaign's cornerstone effort was the mandatory bystander intervention training, which was given to the entire incoming class. The training, which is also taken by faculty and staff and members of the board, aims to educate and empower students to act when they witness a potentially dangerous situation. In an ongoing effort to respect the diversity of our community, we've converted the single-stall washrooms on campus from gender-specific to gender-inclusive. We've also added gender-inclusive washrooms in some of our residences. We held our 5th Mental Health and Wellness Week and continued our efforts to decrease the stigma related to mental illness and to raise the awareness about how to facilitate mental health. Now, as she prepares to leave the university at the end of this month, I would like to say that our Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Jackie Bailey, has been a transformational leader for bishops on these and many other issues over the last 7 years. As a former bishop student and varsity athlete with a doctorate in educational psychology and experience as a clinical psychologist, Jackie was truly ideal for this role. Her respect and compassion for our students, her affection and her ambition for our university, her integrity and her determination enabled Jackie to help so many of us and our university be better. She has been an outstanding leader, an inspiring teacher, and an exceptional colleague. During her 7 years, she has enhanced the range and quality of services that we provide to our students. And by working closely with them, Jackie and her team have helped to set new standards for the support we provide to our students and for how our students conduct themselves. So on behalf of our students and her colleagues, I would like to express our profound gratitude to Jackie and to wish her well as she resumes her career as a clinical psychologist. We continue to pursue our capital campaign, the first in more than 15 years, which will help preserve the bishops that we cherish. Its small classes, its residential character, the access to professors, and the other life-changing experiences that make it so special. We are a public university, and our finances are in large measure dependent on government funding. But private philanthropy has always been, and will continue to be, key factors in bishops' capacity to achieve its high ambitions. We were pleased to reach our $30 million goal a year ahead of schedule, and we are well on our way to reaching our revised goal of $36 million, which will double what we have raised previously. We've raised several $million for financial support for students. The Donald Lecture Series and the Best Student Grant Program have been endowed and will be permanent features of bishops. Philanthropy combined with government support will allow us to renovate our science labs and the classrooms in the Hamilton building. We are undertaking a $17 million renovation of the John Bassett Memorial Library. And we are enormously grateful to the class of 2017 for joining with students from other classes in donating $1 million to this project. One of the most powerful messages of this gift is that our students have wanted to support future generations of students. In current parlance, they have chosen to pay it forward. They won't be here to benefit from the renovated library, but they have felt indebted to the alumni who have supported them, and they wish to do the same for the students who will follow. Individually and collectively, the class of 2017 consistently responded to the needs of people less fortunate than themselves, here in Sherbrooke and around the world. Whether it was raising funds for ALS research, supporting a mental health organization, or working with a foundation which supports children's academic success, our students have consistently given of their time, their energy, and their resources to help each other. So we owe a great debt of gratitude to the class of 2017 for how they have cared for each other, for this institution, and for the world. And so I would now like to ask the class of 2017 to rise together so that we can express to them our gratitude not for what they've achieved individually, but for what they have contributed collectively to Bishops. Please. So as I look out at all of you, I'm reminded that it was late on a September night, only a few years ago, that many of you stood together on the lawn in front of the principal's residence, singing at the top of your lungs that you were conditioned to your fate, that you would never graduate, and that you would stay here forevermore. Well, fortunately, you were wrong about never graduating. But I suspect that you were right when you sang the line that college days will linger ever in our hearts. You will certainly linger in ours. Vous avez fait honneur à votre université, à vos familles et surtout à vous-même. C'est donc avec une grande fierté, mêlée d'un peu de tristesse, que nous vous disons au revoir. You've done your university, your families, and yourselves proud. It is with a bittersweet feeling that we bid you adieu. We do so, however, with confidence that you leave here ready and determined to choose your own paths, to further the boundaries of knowledge, to care for our planet, and to do your part in the never-ending quest to advance peace, justice, equality, and prosperity in the world. Nous suivrons vos réalisations avec grand intérêt. It will be exciting to watch you. Congratulations for all you have achieved. Thank you for all you have contributed. So go out and celebrate this weekend. I know you'll do that well. And then go out and use the knowledge and skills you acquired at Bishops to make the better world you all believe in. Congratulations.
I now declare this Convocation of Bishops University to be closed. Please remain seated until the academic procession and graduating students have withdrawn following the singing of the national anthem. On exiting the gym, graduating students should ascend the stairs to the mezzanine where a reception will be held for families and friends. So please rise and join in singing of our national anthem, which we led by Rosalie Dowling.